Greetings, fencers. So now we come to the Dagger plays. Each one will have an episode on the master or cover, followed by 1 or 2 episodes with all the plays. So the first master dagger is most useful against downward strikes to our left. We have our hand inverted so that our thumb is downwards, making sure that our arm is extended using our skeletal structure. Now there's lots of little things we can look at with the upper body, but we see the same cover in German sources with different details. The little things are individual based and don't make or break the cover. A larger individual with long arms can often get away with variations, but a smaller individual has to be conscious of keeping their shoulders in line for a skeletal frame. You can see if someone's chest is forward, then when one side is pushed, the other shoulder moves, bringing the dagger closer to their face, and I always like to come with force right to left, and not just forwards. We aren't given details on the lower body, but I always add the increase with the front foot and generally offline, even though this image doesn't show that. The important thing is that this, and nearly all covers, do not work going backwards or leaning back. Even if you stop the dagger, you are about to die in the next motion. We need to put force into where their dagger is coming from. Best case scenario is we push the dagger behind them. This makes it harder for them to make follow-up strikes, which will be happening immediately. If our hands meet in the middle between us, then they will always be able to free their hand and make follow-up strikes. In order to reduce the chance of follow-up strikes, then we can also, after covering, use our thumb to grab that wrist. This allows us to move on to some other techniques. But even if we don't grab, this cover is still useful. We can forgo fine motor skills and use our arm to make the cover. Once covering like this, we then have to wrap their arm in order to stop the follow-up strikes, and so we can then move on to grappling. The technique from this cover immediately described is a disarm.
That was good. I wasn't trying to let that go because I didn't know exactly what you do.
Make your dagger go to the ground by turning my hand to the left. This wrenching motion is capable of sending the dagger flying if you rotate all the way through. When students are in their first couple classes and aren't great with the dagger yet, then you can get this over and over again. Very easy to do, but once people have a bit of skill with the dagger, then they can easily prevent this by not committing force after the cover. But regardless of the disarm, this wrenching motion with the dagger over your forearm is a great way to gain control and move into other plays. But even with all these positives, one of the biggest reasons why this cover is so important is in this line. Whereas I, on the contrary, can strike and hurt you. We can simultaneously block and prepare our other hand for a strike with or without a dagger. Using 2 hands to cover means you don't have threat, and this counter can be done to you really easily. So being aggressive, closing, and controlling that arm is very important. We want to cover, hold, and finish, whether a throw, submission, strike. The first master will also appear again with other weapons, and the same motions and plays deriving from it. For more details on the cover, you can find videos on the Exiles YouTube channel. Next, we're going through the plays or options you can do from this master. Thanks for watching, keep studying, keep practicing.
Oh, nice hold.